Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome again in English. We continue our chapter in our second term about food place. Today we will talk about the using of is there and are there in a question. And then we also talk about the street food. And then how to using comma and to in sentences. And as well the using of I'd like or I would like. Okay, let's take a look. First, how to using is there or are there in a question. The form of there is change into is there in a form of question. Like, is there any cheese? You can answer with yes there is or no there isn't. Or are there any papers? There's the form of there are change into are there in a question form. Are there any papers? And you can answer with yes there are or no they aren't. Now let's take a look. Answer the question using yes there is or yes there are or no there isn't or no there aren't. Pay attention, this is a picture of Fatima's omelette. Then the first is there any cheese in Fatima's omelette? Look at on the picture. Yes, the yellow dots, it is the cheese. So yes or no? Yes. There is or there are? There is, because the keyword is here is there. So yes, there is cheese on Fatima's omelette. Are there any onions on Fatima's omelette? Can we find a picture of onions? No. Yes. So no, they are not. No, they aren't. So number 3, is there any coconut in Fatima's omelette? Let's pay attention. Is there? No. So we say no, there is not, or no, there isn't. And then next, is there any papers in Fatima's omelette? Look, what is this? This is a green papers. So yes, they are. Okay, next. Oh, still practice again. Let's see, this is the Rima's omelette. Are there any onions in Rima's omelette? Look, what is this? Yes, this is the onion. So yes or no? Yes, there are. And then, are there any papers in Rima's omelette? Look at now. Do we find any papers now? Papers can color green, red, or yellow. Is there? No, this doesn't like papers. So, no, they are not. No, they aren't. Is there any pineapple in Rima's omelette? No, it looks like pineapple. So yes, there is. Yes, there is. Very good. Sorry. Now, are there any peas in Rima's omelette? Remember the small beans names peas? Yes. So the answer is yes, there are. Very good. Now, let's go to the street and find us some food there. Where does it came from? Let's see, this is a typical of meat, rice, and milk. Come from the KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They can use, meatnya could be chicken or could be cow or could be goat. So this is came from KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What about this? Where does it come from? So cheeseburger come from the US, the United States of America. It's a common food there and now spread all over the world. What about this? Where does it came from? Crabs come from France at the very first, but now they are shared to around the world, so it's becoming common, find everywhere. What about this? You like it very much, right? Where does it come from? Noodles come from China, and again this is become international food because you can find it a lot of noodles all over. Now let's move into a topic of how using commas and to write a list of things in sentences, and using to add something else to what we have already said. Pay attention in these sentences. Sahar, you got some flour, comma, some sugar, comma, some milk, and you put and in almost the end of the list, and some egg. So it becomes Sahar, you got some flour, some sugar, some milk, and some eggs. That's how to use comma. So you put between one and another in a list of things. Next, Salik come from KSA. It is meat with rice and milk. You know, in these sentences, actually it is a join of two different sentences. It is milk with rice. It is meat with milk. So it's becoming, it is meat with milk and rice. And how about these sentences? Let's read together. There are some peppers and onions in it. Actually, it made of two different sentences. There are some peppers in it and there are some onions in it. Then we can join it by using and. There are some peppers and onions in it. There's some cinnamon and cardamom too. So there are some cinnamon and there's some cardamom. You say to add something else what we have already said. So there's some cinnamon and cardamom too. The cheeseburgers come from the US. There are meat and cheese in bread. We know this is come from two different words, two different sentences. What is there? There are meat in bread and there are cheese in bread. So we join with the word and by saying there are meat and cheese in bread. There are some tomatoes and onions too. So this is to add something else what we have already said before. I mean, there are some tomatoes and onions too in the cheeseburger, right? Very good. Next, let's practice using commas and to where it necessary. Number 1, I'd like some milk, pancake, omelette for breakfast. What we can add in the middle. This is a list, so make sure you put commas between one another. So I'd like some milk, comma, pancake. Do we need another comma? Let's see. And then it almost the end of the list. So we put and. I'd like some milk, comma, pancake, and omelette for breakfast. Very good. Number 2. Billy's favorite fruit are pineapple, banana, watermelon. One we can add in the middle. Bill's favorite fruit are pineapple, yes, comma, banana, then watermelon. What is in the middle? Because it almost end to the list, we put and. Big's favorite fruit are pineapple, comma, banana, and watermelon. Very good. Number 3. Salik come from KSA. And then noodles come from China. What we can add this to join it. Salik come from KSA and noodles come from China. Number 4. I like chocolate cake, pineapple cake. What we can add between this? Okay, I like chocolate cake. We add and pineapple cake too. We can add too because I like chocolate cake and I like pineapple cake. I already mentioned before. So I like chocolate cake and pineapple cake too. Number 5. There are some peas, onions in my omelette. There's some pineapples. So the list only 2, so we add N. There are some peas and onions in my omelette. There are some pineapple. We already mentioned about the omelette. There are some pineapple too. Very good. Next, how to use I'd like or I would like. What would you like to drink? I'd like some lemonade, please. Would you like some dessert? Yes, please. You can say yes, please, or you can say no, thanks for order. Let's practice then. What would you like to drink? Let's see in the picture. I'd like some water, please. What would you like some dessert? Yes, please. I like some. What is picture? Watermelon. Good. Do you eat? What is this? Good. Do you eat biscuit for breakfast? No, I don't. Or yes, I do. You can say yes or no for the answer. Thank you for your enthusiastic today. Thank you very much. I love you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.